Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful. It's our annual school, what are we? Our annual school sacred circle. When Papaji gave me this mission to let both student and teacher wake up, it was unheard of. Traditionally, gurus would pass it on to one person and they would pass it on to one person. And there'd be lots of followers or devotees, but only one would get the transmission. This is true since the first days of Zen, when the kitchen boy is given the transmission. You all know the story. And he had to escape with his life because the ones who expected to get it, the one who expected to get it, was going to go out and kill him. He had to hide in the mountains for years because it was never heard of that more than one. And this was Papaji's mission. Not just that one person wake up, but that we all wake up. All of us together. You and me. Everybody else has the potential to wake up, be happy and free. And so this is the experiment that started the Leela School. And it's been incredibly successful. Through Papaji's grace and Ramana's grace, people are waking up. People are happy and free. This transmission has been passed on from heart to heart. And I'm so grateful. First to Jared and Lisa for being the living embodiment of this and taking this transmission. And then for everyone else, Kriya and Joey and Lee and Heidi and everyone who has shown up, all the mentors in training have all shown up to share this common vision that we can wake up, be happy and free. And each one of you in being here supports that. You've given your life to some degree to waking up and being happy and free. And I'm so grateful for that. So grateful for all of you. And this program, which started out making it up as we went along, has evolved and grew. It grew into what we have today, which is programs addressing all levels. How to be a therapist, how to be a true friend, how to wake up, how to stay true to yourself, how to live this realization once it's received. And this is completely a new experiment in our human family. I don't know that it's ever happened before. Certainly nothing that I ever heard of. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm truly grateful. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge to all of us. How deeply committed we are and what we're committed to. And so as this program has grown and spread, we're going to let you know all the new developments and what's going on and what's happening here. So to start this, I'm going to pass it on to Jared. And Jared's going to, what's Jared going to talk about? Jared's going to tell us about the depth immersion, which is our way of transmitting to you an open heart and a quiet mind. So, Jared, please.
Hi, thank you, Eli. Thank you, everyone. That I would show the difference in seasons. Right now we're in summer, and this is when we have our depth immersion awakening retreat in Australia. And I might start with next year and the changes, and then come back to this retreat we just had in the Northern Rivers. So we have often changed how we present this teaching because the teaching itself really doesn't change, but how we present it can change depending on what's needed, depending on what works, what's functional. And so We don't always get it right, but we certainly try. And maybe challenge some people by changing it. But we think that this is an appropriate change that we think you're going to love, and we love it too. Which is, instead of having an awakening retreat at the beginning of the year, an awakening retreat at the end of the year, with mentoring sessions in between, plus a separate thing of an Enneagram retreat online, we've decided to go back to a way that we used to do it, which was to have a 5-day in-person Enneagram retreat at the beginning of the year. And then we can have sessions in between if you're called for that kind of personal one-on-one support, which I totally love. And then the awakening retreat at the end of the year, with all three of those options being you can do them by themselves as a standalone. And with the Enneagram, we don't want to make it so it's just purely beginner introduction. We want to have this mix of introduction for the new people, but also more subtle traps and tricks and self-reflection, and also have this element of using it in your therapy practice, really in an ethical, true friend position. And so, Enneagram retreat, 5 days in person, hybrid. So you'll be able to join by Zoom if you can't make it in person. And then an awakening retreat, 8 days at the end of the year. And we have that in all three geographies. So that will be in Europe, where Heidi and Carolina are going to teach the Enneagram in German. I'm really excited about that. And Eli and Lisa in the US, and I'm going to teach it in Australia. So very exciting. I'm excited. And you're all invited. So one thing that's changed really is that we realized how supportive and beautiful these residential retreats are. And so we started it, I think, in Europe, and the Europeans already knew the secret. And we started these residential retreats in Wavelsveld and at the Baltic Sea in Elmenhorst, and they were just so profound and so beautiful and supportive to be in person with a group, eating meals together. Um, it's I can't really put words to it. And so we had in Australia our first ever residential. I'm really happy to say and excited to say, thanks to Barry and Tanya, our hosts. We found this place called Wybelina Organic Farm, and it's this very large organic farm with very beautiful rooms and a yoga room in the mountains just behind Mullumbimby in the Northern Rivers. Anyway, it's spectacular, and it was profound. And I wonder if Lee, if you could show us the photos that Joey put together. I'd love you to just get a taste of what we just experienced. Sweet. Okay, wow, we had so many more photos. I wish I could show you them all. It was just so beautiful and supportive and stunning and profound and deep. And we also, we had online people too, and so we invite everybody. And I'm inviting everybody to Australia, whether you're from Europe or America or anywhere in the world. Come next year. We're going to release the dates and the details very soon, and it will be a first in, first serve basis. And I think it's going to book out probably in the next month. So I would say get in early. So anyway, I'm really honored to be here and grateful, and I love being part of this global awakening. Thank you.
Do it. We're going to hear from Lisa next to talk about the US retreats.
Hi. Yes, the Australian retreat was beautiful. It was such an honor to be there, and such an honor to invite you all to America, to Ashland, to the hot springs where we have our retreat. We don't quite have our on-site thing, where everybody's sleeping and eating together. but we managed to do that anyway. You know, we have lunches together. People spend time together in Ashland at the retreat. We have a bonfire. We have a beautiful sense of community with the Canadians and the Americans who come from, and people also from Europe, and come from all over the world to share our time together. So I love this new program that we've decided where we're just going to have one retreat. Ours is going to be in October. It's a beautiful time of year, and we go very deep, very, very deep together with our inquiries. We have an online presence that's very powerful with lots of mentors, and it's beautiful. So maybe we can show some pictures of what's happened for us. I don't know if it's possible if I could share my screen. Is that possible? Can you let me share my screen?
You should be able to, Lisa. Check it out.
Share. Okay, I want to just share a short little video of us by the fire because it was so beautiful. I know we didn't plan for this, but it just shows the love that's here. Can you see my screen now? Yes. Lee, can you see it?
Yes, go ahead. We can see it. Share your sound, perhaps. Did you share sound?
So that's just a little bit of the fun that we've had. That was our last evening together. And my heart is in it. I love it. I love what we're doing. I love what's happening. I love what's happening all over the world with our groups. And thank you. And I'm supposed to introduce the next person, but maybe Lee, you know who that is and you can do that.
Sure. We'll hear from Maria next.
Hello, everyone. I really want to join about Europe, but first I want to confirm what Lisa said, because I was traveling to America and we had such a beautiful time together. It was wonderful. And if you want to join us in Europe, that would be gorgeous. We have a Sangha most of the time. There are 40 to 45 people over there in a big, wonderful and cozy farmhouse with a very nice garden, which opens up many spaces. We can be together, or you can be on your own as you please. And in this farm, everything is really set up for us all to wake up together, as has been said by Jared. So it's a lovely environment, and every time I go there, I have the feeling I'm going to spend a week with my favorite family members, actually. But what's really the most important is that every day Eli and Lisa and Jared share their love, their wisdom, and their clarity with us to support us in our own awakening, each of us. And by being together this whole week in this beautiful melting pot, you can't help growing and opening up. So we have this beautiful, open-hearted and inclusive Sangha where you probably feel at home right away. And one of our most favorite spots for both joy and deep conversations is the kitchen. And the kitchen is famous for the Europeans because there we all together prepare the food, but we dance, we laugh our heads off, and also have deep conversations, sometimes all at the same time. It's really, really beautiful. And if you're not in the kitchen, then you can grab your bike and go to the beach, have a swim in the early morning, late evening, whenever you like. And to close off, I want to emphasize that in our Sangha, we have so many experienced true friends and therapists. So yes, there will be also tough moments for all of us, and the support is huge. Of course, Eli, Lisa, and Jared are there for us 3 times a day in meetings in between as well. And we are there for each other, and that's so beautiful. And actually also that the very last thing to mention is our beautiful inquiries. So we're offered inquiries every day that take us deeper effortlessly and reveal everything that we haven't seen before. I'm so grateful. And I really want to pass on to Ute because she knows all about the online version of our awakening retreats. Hope to meet you.
Hello, but before I am starting with the online possibility, Lee, do you have a few pictures from the European retreat? Thank you, Lee. So I am speaking now for all the people who cannot be there in person. We have seen all these beautiful pictures and these beautiful impressions, how it can be and how it is to be there in person. But for all these people, for whatever reason, who cannot be there in person, there's the possibility to be there online. And that's the case for every retreat of the depth immersion. And I highly recommend this possibility because I love it, and it's really a gift for me that we have this possibility. And perhaps to get a taste how it is to be online, Lee, do you want to show a few pictures? So that's the online community, which is built in every retreat. And we have our virtual cafe to have the possibility to meet between the retreat times. There we can share, ask questions, meet with a mentor. So I am deeply grateful for this possibility to come online. So please make use of it if this is your chance to be together with us in this awakening. Thank you so much. And I pass on to Heidi and Caroline.
Thank you, Ute. And hello, everyone. So Heidi and I, we would like to speak about the Enneagram to you. And this is really a deep, deep, deep joy to us because the Enneagram and especially the way how we learned and studied it with Eli and the transmission we received from Eli has been so essential and still is for our awakening and for our self-discovery and for our liberation. So it's really, I guess you will confirm, Heidi, it's really an affair of the heart for us. And we're so happy to be teaching this 5-day Enneagram retreat together. As Jared mentioned, There will be 3 regional ones. They will all be in spring next year, starting with the one in Australia with Jared, and then the one with Lisa and Eli in Ashland. And then last but not least, for the first time in Germany, Hamburg, with Heidi and I, and for the first time in German language. Because we have noticed over the time, and Maria also mentioned the big community and the quite big Sangha we have in Europe with many German-speaking people, and also many asking to mm, to immerse themselves into the wisdom of the Enneagram in their own native language. And for ourselves, we noticed that even if we do speak English and we learned it in English language, it's really something else to be hearing and expressing these subtleties in our own language. So we invite you to our 5-day Enneagram end of April, beginning of May in Hamburg. Of course, you will have to be able to understand and speak German. And we are also very happy to announce that in the evenings, Eli will join us via Zoom. And of course, the meetings with Eli will be in English, but there will be German translation. So we're excited and we hope to see you. Heidi.
Yeah. Thank you, Caroline. So I'm very much looking forward to teach it together with Caroline in May. And I have to say that for me, the Enneagram is the most powerful tool to go directly to the root of the ego. And it's like holding a map in my hand, which shows me every 9 different paths of the ego, and let me also clearly see what is behind. And this is really possible for everyone, that we have the possibility, when we see clearly how the structure is working, then to stop, and in the stopping to recognize what is under it, or what is here when I stop. And this leads directly to self-recognition and to freedom. And I'm forever grateful that I got to know the Enneagram from Eli and had so many opportunities to be in retreats with him and with Lisa and Jared, that I really, it's an honor for me to pass it to other people. And you are all very welcome to join us in May next year. And now I will hand further to Julia, Satya, and Joey.
Hello, everyone. We'd like to share about the Leela therapy program. We have a very comprehensive program now with a full curriculum, and we've run it for this past year, and it's very experiential, and we've had lots of positive feedback.
Yeah, just one thing that I feel called to say is, I mean, first, it's such an honor to be able to pass on these skills from Eli, and the way that it serves so many people. And what we discovered in teaching, at first it was separated by skills and depth immersion, and then it was clear that really in learning the skills, you're learning the skills of deepening into yourself, and then in that serving yourself and serving the people that you meet. So there's no actually separation. And you know, as Eli has said, the deeper you go, the deeper your clients can go. And so it's just this skill of meeting yourself, and in that you're just naturally in service.
I love the skills. This work has changed my life, and it's very powerful. And for example, there's like times when there's been some pattern running and being guided back in trance and discovering and learning what needs to be learned, then the whole thing unravels and it's finished. And now when I look back, those memories happened, but there's no charge there. There's nothing left. And also my relationship with my family, with my children, is completely changed. Instead of coming from the mind, the thinking mind, and from fear, love is here and silence is here. And so then, instead of telling them what to do, there's naturally asking them a question, being in rapport, and there's space. There's just space for them to be themselves and to discover for themselves. So we're using therapeutic trance to wake up from the trance of suffering. And the skills have also been very profound in working with clients on all levels, from habits, to unwanted behaviors, to ego transcendence, ego strengthening to ego transcendence.
Yeah. It's a skill of being quiet and being able to reflect back whatever is needed. And we also wanted to ask Satya to, unless you had something else to share, Julia.
Yeah, I wanted to add just that we begin with the foundation of true friend and rapport. So having a quiet mind and an open heart, not taking anything personally. That's the foundation of the school. And then deeply listening with your full attention. And then we're using the therapeutic skills that Eli has blended together over his many years of experience: Ericksonian hypnosis, neurolinguistics, and interventions, and his unique insights from the Enneagram of character fixation. And the course also covers ethics and setting up a practice, so everything is there. If you excuse me, if you want to take the program and become certified and excuse me, and become a Leela therapist or a clinical hypnotherapist and set up your own practice, then this course is for you. You can also do this course just for your own deepening, and whether you do it for just your own deepening or to be a therapist, you'll definitely deepen with all the exercises and inquiries that we do. But you can definitely do the course without going for certification. And then also therapists who already have their own practice and other healing modalities have also taken this course and found that their skills are improved and they can meet clients in a deeper way.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julia. I can definitely speak to being able to meet clients in a deeper way. It's really been life-changing. And what I wanted to share was kind of some more specifics about what's included in the program. So it's a 12-month program that actually begins with the Enneagram retreats that start this spring. And it actually includes all of depth immersion, plus the opportunity to be together for 1 year and potentially certify at the end of the year if that speaks to you, or deepen as Joey and Julia have just spoken about. And so in addition to and I'm just going to look at my notes and make sure I get all of the aspects of it. In addition to the aspects of depth immersion, there are 2 5-day skills retreats, One happens in May of 2025, and the other actually happens in March of 2026. And the first skills retreat is really all about setting the foundations for the skills, and as well as deepening in yourself as a therapist. And then the second one is really about putting it all together and opening to creativity and opening even deeper into yourself as a therapist. In between those two dates, there are 3 separate skills, Leela therapy skills weekends in August, in September, and in November, and each one will focus on a different aspect. One of the weekends will focus on deepening in the language of trance and in the different ways that we can use language for trance. One will go more into working with trauma and how we can do that skillfully in the context of Leela therapy. And we'll have a third one this coming year that goes more into storytelling and the use of metaphor. The other thing that we will have is throughout the 12-month period, there'll also be 6 dedicated small group meetings for the people who are in the full program. And these are really to dive deeper into the specifics, the skills, looking at everything from the nuances that can come up in giving a session to deepening in understanding in particular interventions. And then the last aspect of the program is in January and February of 2026, there will be a deeper dive into using the Enneagram as a therapist, understanding how this shows up for you, and also how the Enneagram might show up in sessions. For those who do want to go for certification, there is some additional homework, practice sessions, and assessment sessions as well. And something we want to just make note of is that in order for the program to be available in each region, we do need to have at least 10 people per region to sign up for that program. So the key really is to enroll soon so that you know that it will be offered in your area. And the last thing I wanted to mention is that for anyone who would like additional information, or if you know someone who you think this would just be really great for, we will be hosting 2 separate free one-day introduction days to the Leela therapy training program. There'll be one on the 17th of January that will be with Eli, Lisa, and Jared in the US and Australian time zone. And there will also be one on the 16th of February that will have Lisa and Eli, and that will be for the European time zone. And it's really a joy to see this program grow. And I don't know if there's anything more, Julia, you or Joey, that you want to add?
No, I think we could hand it off to,
Christoph, I think.
Christoph is
coming
next.
next. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So much support, so beautiful. We would like to invite you to a European German retreat with Eli next year in Ashland. It will be a 6-day retreat in August 21st to 26th, and it's called Return to Ashland. And of course, the retreat will be open to everybody, but we really invite the European and German Sangha to meet in Ashland and see Eli in person. That's the idea. We're so lucky to have that technology to connect online. And for me, from what I hear, Eli's transmission really works great over the internet and online, which is always a miracle to me because it's all bits and bytes and pixels traveling forth and back, and still it works. And yet, sitting with Eli in person in the same room is a whole different thing. At least for myself, I can say it was crucial to sit with a teacher so deep and profound. If you had the privilege to sit with Leela, you know what I'm talking about. And if not, this is the invitation to you. We plan to have a German translation to include the people from Germany that don't speak so well English, so they can still understand and speak to Eli. And so we are looking for one or two volunteers from the Sangha, preferably two, so you can take turns maybe. So if you feel you can and you're willing to translate, please let Lee or Heidi or myself know. That would be such a beautiful service to the German speaking that don't understand English so well. And we have seen in the last Baltic Sea retreat that it can be a bit of an obstacle. So it would be really great if one or two would come up and want to do that service to the Sangha. And then it even gets better. For those interested, there will be a psilocybin journey beforehand, just some days before the 6-day retreat starts. And there will be a goddess ceremony during the 6-day retreat with Eli. And you might have heard or even experienced this transforming powers of these ceremonies. I have not taken part yet in the goddess ceremony with Eli, and I'm really looking forward to it. For the psilocybin journey, if you will have profound experiences, and then you will have a whole 6-day retreat to integrate beyond the regular integration day that is always part of the psilocybin retreat. And integration is such an important part of the journey, so it doesn't get encapsulated as a great psychedelic event, but it can really unfold its deeply transforming power into your life. And there will be lots of support for that. So we think it's a great combination to do both if you want. So we are so happy that Eli said yes to the whole idea of return to Ashland. And we would really love to see all the Europeans over there and to meet Eli. That's really the idea. So let's pack and fly over. You're warmly invited. And of course, we as a Sangha, we can connect and maybe help each other with travel arrangements and look for accommodation to share that. Thank you. I will hand over now to Martin, who will talk about practice groups. Thank you.
Hi. I'm really glad to talk about this because these offers in between are completely free and brought to you by the Sangha, mainly by mentors in training. I'm a mentor in training, for example, and there are many others. Well, here in Europe, we got one practice meeting per month, which is normally on a Sunday. And this means we are meeting via Zoom. And we take about 1.5 hours to practice a certain skill and to deepen into our self-inquiry while practicing this skill. And well, there are also many more offerings like inquiry meetings where recurring questions take place, or meetings of certain Enneagram types to inquire into fixations. And well, you can use the Facebook Sangha group to to share your insights or even ask questions and really get immediate feedback by mentors or mentors in training to go into detail of such a practice group or inquiry group. I now hand over to Jonas and Maeve. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. So Jonas and I are both in the mentor and training program. And maybe we'll start by talking about what that is. Martin mentioned he's also in the program, and Satya, who was here earlier, is in the same program. And yeah, this is a program that most people would join after completing the certification or the Leela Therapy Skills program. And I can speak for myself that after completing that certification process, there was like a spark was lit in somewhere in here, and it felt like it was really just the beginning. So in my case, I decided to stay near to the school and to continue to participate. And there was a really natural sort of expanding out this inner reflection that I had experienced here, and then starting to share that really naturally with other Sangha members, sort of peer to peer. And so from there, there's this natural like leaning in towards sharing the deeper experience that eventually evolves into this like mentor and training program, where now the group of us, I think there's 8 of us right now, are in this experience of leaning towards sharing more experience, leaning towards mentorship, and supporting others in the same way that we received support when we were earlier lesser experienced in the school. Jonas, did you want to add to that?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that when I came to the school in 2019, I found out it's really way more than just a school. It's a community. And I never had community in my life. I never realized I wanted community, but I just felt so welcomed and so deeply met. And the support that I got from the teachers to the mentors in training to the students was so instrumental in my own awakening. And so there were points where I was practicing a dozen sessions a week, meeting with as many mentors in training as I could, not only to learn the skills, but to have a true friend give me feedback and reflect to me where my own movements were. And so I could bust my own egoic tendencies and have it reflected to me that it's possible to be completely silent and free. And so there's so much love there that naturally, when I was certified, right away, I knew I wanted to join the mentor and training program and give back in the same way. And so now I meet with students one-on-one, whether it's to practice a session. If they want to practice on me, I can give feedback. I'm also happy to give sessions. And of course, Maeve and I are also hosting inquiry meetings, which maybe you want to speak a little bit more about that, Maeve.
Sure. Yeah. So Jonas and I have been setting up these series of weekly inquiry meetings, which are a lot like what Martin was describing, these opportunities to meet for free in between the more structured offerings of the school. And we advertise those on the Facebook group for the True Friends Sangha. And right now we're actually in the middle of a block of 4 weekly meetings where we meet for just an hour each week and offer a repeating question that can really, really serve to awaken a deeper reflection of our own selves and to expose ourselves to ourselves. It's been really beautiful. And actually, we have one more of those coming up next week on Tuesday for the Europeans and North Americans, and Wednesday for the Australians, Japanese, and New Zealand. So if you're in the Facebook group, please check that out.
And we do alter the times for those because we want to be able to support every time zone, whether you're in Europe or Australia or North America. We're constantly changing it to try to get as many people involved as possible. And so we welcome you and we hope to see you.
Thank you. And so now we'll pass over to Sylvia.
Yes, thank you, Maeve, and thank you, Jonas. Yeah, I would like to say some few words about the Sacred Circle Travel Program that will start next year in the Netherlands. And actually, I'm so excited about it. It feels like such an honor to me to present it and to be part of it. So these sacred circles, they are guided journeys with truffle. Truffle has the same substance than magic mushrooms, is psilocybin, because it's the same plant. Just the mushrooms, they are growing above the earth, and the truffle are growing under the earth. Yeah, that's the only difference. And when I'm talking about the sacred circle meetings, I mean, these meetings will be little retreats where we will be small groups of maximum 10 participants. And therefore, we do have a beautiful, intimate setting where we work out what is important for you, what is important for the journey, and you can deepen your intention. And after the journey, we will have a full day of integration of what was experienced or seen. These small groups, it will be led by mentors with a lot of experience in this field, and also by people who have completed the 1-year facilitator training program of the Leela School, online and in Ashland. These retreats, they take place over 3 nights, which 4 days. And I wonder, Lee, I think you have some pictures for us about this. Yeah. So this is the place where it will take place. It's called Inner Lucht, Inner Light in English. And yes, such a beautiful space. Yeah, thank you, Lee. And this Inner Lucht, it's a place near to the German border, about maybe 1 hour from the German border. Here we will come together and we will be surrounded by beautiful nature. We will have time for nice walks. We're going to eat good food. And yes, we go into self-inquiry. And this with the support of the truffle. And we also do work with the Leela skills to just deepen everything. And this combination is really a profound combination. In my experience, I can say it is beyond words, really. Yeah. And actually, this program, it starts already before we meet in person, sorry. Because what we're going to offer beforehand, there will be one-on-one online meetings where we will go together, where we will go in contact with you to get to know you and to learn a little about you and also about your background. And as well, we offer a Leela session to find out your intention and or to deepen your intention. And the same after the retreat. There will be a follow-up online session to deepen your integration of what you have experienced. Yeah. And this is a brief introducing of the new Leela School program in the Netherlands. And yes, I'm very sure we will have a beautiful time together. And I'm very much looking forward to meeting you there. And if you have any further question about it, please feel free to contact Lee or me. And yeah, you also can ask a question later in the Q&A. And yeah, now I want to hand over to Kriya and to Lisa. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Great. Hi, Kriya. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Lisa. Yeah,
You want to start off?
sure. Yes. Lisa and I are going to talk to you about the psilocybin facilitator training, the Leela School facilitator training that has been going on for now 2 years. And I've been very focused on that. It's been a big part of what I've been involved in with the Leela School. And I've just absolutely loved it. And the first year there were 20 people, and in this last year there were 31 students. And that was the experience that happened for each of these students was so transformative. And the beauty of it, one of the beauties of it to me, is that most of these people, they would not have come to know about True Friend. They would not have come to know about the way we are able to discover silence. They wouldn't have come to the Leela School directly, but by coming through the psilocybin training, they have been supported to learn how to discover stillness and how to be a true friend and how to self-inquire and really deeply discover who they are. And so that's been like the foundation for this program. And because it is a professional, comprehensive, legal situation with psilocybin in Oregon and now in Colorado, what's happened is it's actually a new profession. And so people who have come, many of them are actually now, after 10 months of training with us, they are starting their own profession, which is profound for them. And I just want to say the one more thing about how the training, while the foundation is True Friend and stillness, there's also a teaching about trauma-informed care, about ethical integrity, because when you're sitting with someone in that way, with the person who's taking psilocybin is very vulnerable, so they need to really learn about being ethical and about boundaries and about what's okay and the space between. And so while it's this training about psilocybin and the history of psilocybin and all of the different administering of the psilocybin and the dosages and what it can happen in the brain, is also about the person. And it's about who that person becomes through all the different trainings and all the experiential inquiries that we have. So, yeah, do you want to say something? Then we can show some pictures.
Yeah. I just want to say the people that come they're psychologists, they're body workers, they're underground shaman people, they're young people in their 20s, they're older people who want to really have some meaningful work in their later years. And we have community here. I love how that's been being spoken about, and you can see our community, all of us here, we hold the container for community and for the people that come to the school. And this psilocybin program brings people, as Kriya was saying, who wouldn't be interested in the Leela skills, they don't know about spiritual teachers. They're like very pragmatic, practical people, most of them, and then there's the cosmic travelers who come who are into the psilocybin and believe in it and stand for it and know the healing powers of it from their own experience. So it's been incredible to meet these people, and surprising in the intimacy that comes through. And it's a new community. So it's just adding to our community. It's expanding our community. And so, yeah, we have some pictures we'd like to show you of these people who are coming. And
just before we do, can well, are you doing it already? I just wanted to share that that there's a sense of really wanting to serve each of these people that has been drawn to this program, it's like this deep sense of I want to serve in the world, and they discovered psilocybin for themselves and how that served them, and then they want to share what they've served. And so, yes, and the community that's developed is they're so connected to each other, and they just want to meet with each other. They want to know what more can they how can they be involved more with the Leela School. And now we're speaking with them about the other offerings that all of you have spoken about today. So yes, Lee, let's bring some photos. It's Margot. That's all of us. This is all of the group.
Amazing.
So we just had ours. So we have 2 in-person trainings. So it's 80% online and 20% in person. It's a 10-month program. So we had our 1 week in May and then 1 week just now. And I really wish you could all see the final meeting that we had. You're going to see one clip. We're going to now actually show one clip, which is one of the women speaking about her experience. But we had every single person who was in that program. In that final evening, they all just shared, just spontaneously and naturally shared about the sense of transformation that they felt over the 10 months in themselves. So, Lee, this is Nicole.
I think cohort model learning is brilliant. I'm so grateful to the universe for how I ended up in this program and the steps and the things that happened, including losing Jackson, that brought me here. I don't know that I wouldn't have found medicine work otherwise. I can't know that. But finding my way here was very specifically related to that. And I think he is managing many things in that way, has guided me in many ways to the just right place. And you guys are the just right place. I don't think there's anything more beautiful than people being really, truly themselves. What everybody showed up with and brought, particularly in this last week that we had together, that last 8 days. Not everybody gets opportunities in life to experience that kind of connection. And I felt well held and the whole time. And so I feel full and I feel tender, and what happened in May was so profoundly healing for me. I'm still talking about that. That has set me on a course. And the thing that I will say that I got most from this program is, in addition to all of that loveliness, is a sense of confidence in going in to do this work.
So beautiful. And what she's speaking of about May is that we do 2 practicums, and one in May and one in October. I think anyway, one in the autumn, one in the spring. And in May, we did the goddess ceremony with the sacred medicine that Eli grows, his sacred goddess marijuana. That's the seeds have been traced back to the original peoples of the Mazatec region, and it is very beautiful ceremony. And many people, we're going to do a goddess ceremony for the German return to Ashland. We do the goddess ceremony throughout the year a couple of times. We're going to start connecting that with our 8-day awakening 8-day awakening retreat, and maybe some other retreats. And it's transformative. It's not just getting high. It's actually a ceremony where you set an intention with the sacred herb in a sacred space with music that has been curated for your deepening and awakening. And it's been very profound. That's what she was speaking of in May. I remember she came into it very resistant, very skeptical. Many people do. but it's life changing. So that's what we're offering. Also, this Eli speaks about, a waking up. You can wake up when you're high. So we have the ceremony where you go into a trance with medicine, and then you wake up when you're straight, when you're sober. And that's the other part of our school, and also part of all of the integration that we do, where you wake up in both worlds. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. Do you feel complete, Kriya?
Yes. Well, I will say one little last thing, that the students were blown away by the strength and the depth of the goddess ceremony, because they were wanting to do psilocybin on both. And we had, the year before, we couldn't do it on the first one. So we did the marijuana goddess ceremony. And then we realized that it was so profound and so deep, and it just was beautiful that even though we could have done the psilocybin on the first one in this year, we did the marijuana ceremony. And quite a few of the students were a bit skeptical. And then really, they were blown away, which is so stunning to be alongside of. Such an honor.
It returns that medicine of the flower of the marijuana plant back to the sacred, to its sacred use as a medicine.
Yes.
So. Okay, so I'm not sure if you're next, Kriya, or if it's Kaya. Have we changed our? Who's next?
I'm not sure either.
Like it
might be me.
And then you.
Go ahead, Kriya, and then we'll bring Kaya on.
Okay, thank you. So, just segue into the topic that is not loved by everybody, but I'm going to try to bring it fresh, which is about donations. And we have, in this past year, the Leela School has received $40,000 in donation, which a lot of it has gone to scholarships and also to payments for the mentors and the work within all of the different programs within the Leela School. And you've heard all of the amazing programs that are going on right now. And that I didn't even realize about that sacred circle and what Sylvia was talking about. It's beautiful. So we at the Leela School now are asking for your support, because while we have already received 40,000, we are actually in need of 100,000 more. And that's a big amount to ask for. And yet here we are needing to ask for this, because we really, as you can probably hear, I mean, as I'm listening to everyone speak today, I'm hearing the inspiration, I'm hearing the passion, and I'm hearing the love for all of the Leela program and everything that Leela has brought, and how it's been transformed, and how we are sharing with the world, really. So we're asking if you can please see if there's a possibility that you have some money that you are willing to donate. And if it's small, it's small. If it's big, that's wonderful. Yeah, or you may know somebody, like you may yourself not have the capacity. But sometimes we have found that when we've suggested that, people have gone, oh yes, I could ask this person. And that's been amazing how that's occurred. And yeah, so I guess we're just really asking you to dig deep with this. I know that I've been so inspired and I've been so transformed through being part of the Leela School, and I wanted to continue as I think, I'm sure we all do. So if you could please find a way to support it in a financial way, that would be great. I believe you can either go online and donate, or you can contact Lee and speak to her about it. I hope I haven't left anything out. I think that's it. Thank you very much. Oh, and I think now Kaya is on next.
Thanks, Kriya. So I'm just going to speak briefly about the Refer a Friend program that we just started. And this is because we know that the best way to connect and spread is through this personal connection. So whatever we do online is great, but actually the most effective thing is when you can connect with people you know and you share yourself with them, and then they want whatever you're having. So we came up with this idea to encourage a bit more of that, and then also for you to also be more involved. So the way this works is if you refer a friend and they sign up for the depth immersion, the skills, or an Enneagram retreat or an awakening retreat, and they use your name as the referral friend, you will get a voucher worth $500 in your currency to use towards a Leela School event of your choice. And this will be up to 500. So you can use it once, and then if there's anything remaining, it won't be like a gift card that you keep. So it's just a kind of one time to give back to you so you can come and be part of something that you would like to be a part of. And if you choose something that's a bit more expensive than that, then we'll just ask you to pay the difference of whatever is not covered by your voucher. And you'll be qualified once your friend has signed up for that program and paid their fee for that program. So just because of the situation we're in right now, as Kriya mentioned, scholarships are less common at the moment. So we would like to encourage people who can come and contribute and nourish the community with their presence, and also, with their attention and financially as well. And I believe that's everything. So if you have any particular questions about that, you can email Lee, and she can clarify anything about the voucher if it's unclear. And we hope that it brings more people to come be with us, because these programs are incredibly amazing, and we'd like to continue being with you in them. Okay, that's it for now. And I think this will go back to Eli, if that's right, for the closing talk.
I'm so moved. I mean, it brought me to tears just listening to our community share their hearts, share their love. It's been so, I'm profoundly grateful for everyone that's here, truly. And if you've shown up for this, I'm grateful for you, that your heart has called you to this. One of the things I was asked to clarify is about the goddess ceremony. And this is that most everyone who's listening to this has already had an experience with marijuana. Some good, some bad, some indifferent, some very negative experiences, some very positive. But mainly what you've been experiencing is not the pure land race, is what it's called, not the pure strain. Because at this stage, it's all been modified, so that it always has different strains involved. That's why they've made up names for it. So you're not getting Oaxacan gold, you're getting sunshine dreams or tangerine tomatoes or whatever it might be. Those made up names are to let you know that it's been blended. And in the blending, it creates very different experiences. This that I grow has not been blended. It's pure from the Oaxaca region where the Mazatec people live. And it's a ceremonial grade. So it's not about getting high. It's not about getting munchies. It's not about getting couch locked and knocked down. It's grown for clarity, for insight, and for realization. It's a kind of truth serum, is the way we used to use it, to tell the truth to yourself on the deepest level. And in that, it's a profound experience. People in that first cohort said it was stronger than psilocybin for them, some of them. All the ones who've had negative experiences, no one had a negative experience with this. And so we're starting to introduce it now. And there's a whole, everyone has their beliefs and attitudes about psychoactive substances. But I know in my experience, I never would have met my teacher if I hadn't had psychoactive substances. If I hadn't had LSD, marijuana, I wouldn't have met my teacher. I know that's true. I know it's true for lots of people. And so we want to, now that it's legal and that we can, we want to integrate this into your experience as well, so that you can have the experience of waking up in the altered state and waking up in the sober state. Because when it wasn't legal, when we couldn't do it, we developed this teaching to be able to wake up without psychedelics. But the key was, and I found this very early when I started my practice and started developing these different skills, is that you have to have altered states. And that's why we use trance. And you know how powerful trance is as an altered state to help you deepen into your own realization, deepen into meeting your own traumas. Trance is essential. So what introducing psychedelics does, it magnifies that by 10 or 100 or 1,000, whatever it might be. It's suddenly a much deeper level of inquiry is possible. And that's why we're introducing it here. And that's why we're going to be spreading it into the groups. And it's already starting in Amsterdam with their group. And we're going to be introducing it into our retreats here where it's legal. So I was asked to clear that up. And also just this thing about donations. Money is a hard thing for me. You know, when I met my teacher, he was free. I didn't pay him anything. I just walked in the door. And anyone who walked in the door was given liberation. And so that's the model that I wanted to use. And so when I first wrote Wake Up and Roar, I put on it, anybody can copy this, no copyrights, because I wanted it to spread around the world. And that was one of the first times he got upset with me. He said, no, you're living in the West, you're not living in India. Take this out of this, reprint it with a copyright. You must get paid, and you must do your work and get paid for your work. So, still in running the school, if you had no money, you were able, we gave you a scholarship. We didn't have money to cover your scholarships necessarily for years and years, but we didn't let anyone have money be an obstacle to coming and receiving this. And that's always been our case. But now, actually, because the psilocybin program has been supporting our school, and because of what's happening here in Oregon, there's been a huge drop in enrollments in the psilocybin program. We're facing a huge shortfall. We may not survive as a school because of the drop of the psilocybin program. And so that's a call to each one of us, that if you're committed here and you're showing up here, how can you take over responsibility for running this? Because really, I'm not an administrator, I'm not an executive. We've all been just run by who shows up. And now it's a challenge for each one of us to show up in a way that you can support the continuation of this school. Because right now we're on a precipice. We don't know if we will survive or not. And it'll be up to you. So I'm so grateful. Whether we survive or not doesn't matter ultimately. Finally, the transmission has been passed on. That's the point. People are waking up, being happy and free. That's the point. And if it's supposed to end here and it ends here, it's mission accomplished. If we can continue, we all want to. It's in our hearts. And we need your support. So thank you so much. I'm going to turn this over to Lee, and then we're going to have live question and answers for people. So thank you for being here.
Hi, everybody. This has been incredible hearing everybody. The only, yes, we can take questions. We can, and we've got everybody online here to answer questions too. So if you have a question about next year's programs, you can raise your hand or you can put it in the chat. Almost everyone said you can email me at any time, and I can put my email in the chat in case you're new and don't have my email. One thing I do want to say, and this kind of goes with what Eli was just saying, and a few people have mentioned this, is that one change for next year that's kind of new for us is we really cannot proceed with programs unless we have a certain number of people signed up. We've never really done that before. We've just kind of gone for it. And we really can see now that we have to be more, we have a threshold we have to meet. So the most important takeaway from that is if you're interested in something, sign up early or let me know that you're interested. We need at least 10 people in each region in the skills program to have it in that particular time zone. And the other retreats are going to be kind of set up in a similar way where we have a threshold to meet. So let us know if you're interested. Take a look at what's coming up. Sign up early for things. But we're very excited about all the offerings that we have for next year. And does anyone have any, and also, you know, our whole community is online here. What do you want from us? You can also give us feedback or suggestions or comments. Is Back to Ashland offering only for European or open to everyone? That's open to everybody. So we were thinking that it would be translated for German and German English so that people from Europe and Germany specifically could come and travel and meet Eli and be here with us. But it's open to anybody. So the idea is there'll be a 6-day retreat with Eli in August and with German translation. And then there'll still be the 6-day awakening retreat with Eli and Lisa in October as well in Ashland. And of course, the Enneagram this year also 5-day retreat in Ashland at Jackson Well Springs in early April. So Eli and Lisa are there for all of these retreats, and we would love to have anyone at any of those. Oh, people have some hands up. I'm going to pull people up, and then for all the panelists that are on here, just jump on too if it's a question that you want to answer. Another chat is a possibility of adding the Enneagram retreat to the immersion program. I mean, depth, it is part of the depth immersion program. The depth immersion full year, if you sign up for a full year, is the 5-day Enneagram retreat, the awakening retreat, 10 mentoring sessions, and the online membership program. So it is like a full year program, but you also can just take it separately, the Enneagram or the awakening retreat. I think that's what you're asking. Deborah?
My question is, why is there a drop in the psilocybin program this year, and will that change likely in the future?
We don't know for certain. It could be changing as Oregon is changing things, and we're still trying to build this whole new industry. We don't really know, actually. So we've actually had to postpone the start date for our new cohort. It's not going away. We know it's a growing industry. We love it. It is so vital for people. We are seeing firsthand the results. It's so exciting. And yet we need a certain number of people to really make the program really good. And we're not entirely sure. So I know that's not a very good answer. I don't know if Lisa or Eli want to elaborate on that.
That's a good answer.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
You know, we have people signed up for the program, but not enough. And in checking around the state, we find that there are other schools that are closing. There are centers that are closing. It's like there's the first rush was popped it, and now there's a collapse after that rush, is what I'd say. And I don't know where it's going to go going forward. I do know that we can be certifying people for Colorado, and that's new. And so as we add in people from Colorado to be certified here, that may open up a different market. We know it's not because of the performance. We know people love it and it's life-changing and they want more, but the word hasn't gone out in some way to the people who are interested. So we don't have a big advertising budget, you know? It's like, I went on one of these chat GPT things and I asked it, what should we do about advertising for the psilocybin program? They said, well, how many people do you want? I said, well, we need 35 people. I said, well, you should be doing $35,000 in advertising. Well, we do 3,000 in advertising, and that's a lot for us. So because of our limited resources, we're constrained in how far our marketing reach can be. And who knows what's going to happen in the future? Ideally, 7 people who have already signed up or whatever they are, we'll continue on and we'll do a postponed date and we'll have enough people to do it. We could have done it with just these people, but it wouldn't have been a good experience for them. Because while it would have, 7 actually would, we could break even with 7, we could do it. But that would mean 7 people showing up for a retreat. It wouldn't serve them. And we're here to serve them. We're not here to just serve ourselves. And so we had to cancel or postpone it, which is a very hard decision because it endangers our whole program. But to be ethically in integrity with them, we couldn't take their money for a program that only had 7 people signed up. So I don't know if that answers it, but that's where we are right now.
I brought Liam up too, who had a question, I think. So maybe he can, there he is. Hi. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, commonly. I have no question at all. I just wanted to encourage anyone on the call, anyone watching that is on the fence about the psilocybin program. I can speak as a voice from this cohort that just came out, and I'm absolutely sure I can speak on behalf of everyone. It's absolutely life-changing. I've been connected with Eli for many, many years in other realms, and this just really, honestly. So I just wanted to bring that in as a full-hearted encouragement. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks, Liam.
Yeah, thanks.
Same.
Good to see you again.
You too.
I'm going to just answer, so the other question about the 5-day Enneagram, somebody was wondering if we will add the 5 days to the end of the immersion retreat to a 12-day retreat. Not this coming year. We used to do that. We used to have 12-day retreats, and the first 5 days was Enneagram related, and the rest of it was awakening or skills. And I don't know, after a few years, the feedback was that it was just too long for people to take time off work. And so it could come back, but this year we're doing it separately. But that doesn't mean that won't change down the road if enough people want that back. Oh, actually, Lisa already answered that. Sorry. And then the skills 5-day immersion meetings can be taken as standalone. So what that means, and I don't know if it was clear, Joey and Julia and Satya gave a really great overview, but the skills program, it encompasses the 5-day Enneagram retreat, the awakening retreat, mentoring sessions, online membership program, and all these online meetings. And so there, as well as more homework, reading, practice sessions, there's a whole bunch that goes into it, pod meetings. But yes, there'll be like the first 5-day online Zoom meeting is in May, and we will put it on our website, and it is available to sign up for as a standalone thing. I believe you have to be a current student though to sign up for it. Actually, maybe someone else can help me chime in on that because we may have changed that. But we want people that do the standalone to maybe already have some sort of experience with our skills. Maybe someone, Satya, Lisa, does anyone know?
I can answer that, Lisa.
Okay.
So depending on which retreat it is, for example, for the first 5 days retreat, as long as you have come to anything, the depth immersion, that you're familiar with what it means to be a true friend, then you can come to those first 5 days. And then for the subsequent ones, like the skills weekends and things like that, we want you to at least be familiar with the skills. So because we're not teaching the skills from scratch at that point, there's a certain assumption that you will have some foundation. Every retreat builds on the next so that you're continuously deepening in the skills.
Okay, thank you. That's what I kind of thought. And for those of you that are certified, I mean, this is a great way to earn continuing education credits. So if you are certified now and you plan to continue that, and you're actually teaching or you're actually working with people, you know, join one of the weekends or one of the 5 days, even just by itself, then you don't have to commit to the whole thing. We'll be posting those online pretty soon. We're working on that page right now. What time zone is the skills program? So some of our people like like Marguerite take it in all different time zones and join us in all the other Australia and US, and it's overnight. So it's really quite incredible to have people that join us overnight in different areas of the world. We are hoping if we have 10 people in Europe that we'll be able to run the program fully in European time zone. And if we have at least 10 people that are in like US, Canada region, we can run it in that specific time zone. And then if we have to have at least 10 people in the Australia, New Zealand, Pan-Pacific area. If we don't, then so hopefully it'll be in all 3 regions like our other retreats are offered in all the regions. Yes, and Lisa wants to remind everyone, if you refer a friend, a full paying friend, you receive $500 coupon towards anything. So refer your friends, bring people in. Oh, someone else has their hand up. I'll bring them up.
Hi, Lee. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to really offer myself as well for perhaps if people feel called to share a testimonial of how this Leela School, how this work has changed their life, because I know it has for me in such profound ways that I just wanted to offer. I feel called to offer myself. And I actually spoke to Joey about this the other day. We've spoken about this before, about I offer myself to do some interviews with people on Zoom, just short interviews, testimonials, to really hear in all of our own words what it is. And perhaps we could use that for promotional purposes or so. Yeah, if that's appropriate or if that's welcome, I'd love to do that.
That's awesome. That's great. So if anyone's interested, you can contact Sophia through me. That's beautiful. Thank you. And you know, at any time too, if anyone has a testimonial or or any kind of written or video, you can always contact Joey also. We always love having that for our materials. Could someone speak about people wanting to attend depth immersion in different regions? What do you mean, Victoria? Do you want to come on here? Anyone can attend any of our retreats from any region you'd like, online or in person. Wait, maybe that's her. Let's have her come up.
Hi, Liz.
Hi.
So if you are let's say I attend US and I would like to attend the Australian.
You mean like if you're in the full year program? Yeah. Or do you mean you can attend anything you'd like at any time? So it doesn't matter where you're located. You can sign up for the Australia.
Okay. I remember there was a special little rate if you have.
If you're doing, okay, yes, if you're doing more than one. Is that what, so that's what she means. So if you're in the full year program and you want to, let's say you're in the US full year program and you want to attend the European version of the Enneagram or the Awakening, I guess we can do either this year, and or the Australia. So it's basically like you're doing that retreat twice in the same calendar year. Yes, and I actually don't want to misquote you offhand. I feel like I should look it up. I believe it's 20% off the second one that you do, and then 30% off the third one that you do. So you do get a discount to do those retreats in other regions in addition to your own. So I guess that's the question. Yes. And so yes, you can do that. And if anyone's interested in doing that, just let me know, because I can be more exact with the dollar amount and also give you the link to pay that oddball dollar amount too. Is there anything else? That might be it, huh? Should we say goodbye? Does any of the panelists want to turn their cameras back on for a second? And then we can close out.
Yes, good idea, Lee.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for being here.
A sweet family we have.
So grateful. It's brought me to tears. Thank you, thank you, thank you.